大家好，我是 Jenny， 欢迎来到沉思者 J。今天我要说的这个人，他让整个时尚界在1981年同时沉默了。那一年，他带着自己的作品到巴黎办发表会，那些衣服是黑色的、破碎的、不对称的、大尺寸的，包裹住身体又遮蔽身体轮廓的，完全不是那个年代巴黎时尚的样子。有人说那是蟑螂的时尚，有人说那是乞丐穿的，有人说那是反时尚，然后就是沉默，然后就是改变。他叫山本耀司 Yohji Yamamoto， 日本设计师。他用他的黑色，他的不对称，他的哲学，改写了时尚界对美的定义。今天我们来说说这个人，他的背景，他的设计语言，还有他为什么说黑色既是谦逊也是傲慢。山本耀司1943年10月3日出生于日本横滨。那个时候第二次世界大战还没结束，他的父亲在战争中去世，他是母亲孑然一身拉扯大的孩子。他的母亲是一个裁缝，在横滨开了一家裁缝店。战后日本重建的年代里，他一个人照顾儿子，一个人撑起生计。山本耀司从小看着母亲工作，看着布料，看着剪刀，看着针线，看着一块布在他母亲的手里变成别的东西。他说这是他最早关于衣服的记忆，不是衣服作为装饰，而是衣服作为一个女人的劳动，作为一个家的支柱。他后来念了庆应大学的法学系，不是设计，是法律，因为他母亲希望他有一个稳定的前途。那个年代做裁缝在很多人眼里不是一个有出息的事，但他读了一段时间法律之后，他知道那不是他的路。他回到了衣服，他进入了文化服装学院，那是日本最重要的时装设计学校之一。他不只读完了学位，他还拿到了学校的最高荣誉奖项。然后他去了巴黎，就是他说的那种年轻人去感受世界的冲动。在巴黎他观察，他思考，他看那里的设计师在做什么，看那里的女人怎么穿衣服，看美到底是什么样子。他回到日本之后，在1972年创立了自己的品牌 Wise。 后来在1981年他去了巴黎，做了那场改变他一切的发表会。那场发表会让时尚评论家分裂成两种人，一种说这是垃圾，一种说这是革命。山本耀司后来说他那时候根本不在意他们怎么说，他说他做的事情不是为的是被那个系统接受，而是为的是表达他自己真正看见的东西。他真正看见的是什么？他说他对时尚界通常定义美的方式感到不自在，那种美是把女人的身体当成一个展示台，要凸显曲线，要强调轮廓，要让衣服成为对身体的颂歌。他说他想做的不是这个，他想让衣服是一种庇护，一种空间，让穿衣服的人在里面有自己的世界。他的衣服很大，很宽，把身体包起来，而不是贴着身体。他说那是他对女性的尊重。他说一个女人不应该被她的衣服定义，她的衣服应该是她自己的延伸，不是别人目光的邀请。这个观点在1981年的巴黎时装周是非常不一样的声音。那个年代是皮肤外露的时代，是紧身线条的时代，是让身体成为主角的时代。山本耀司走进去说，我的衣服是另一种美。他说黑色是他的颜色。他有一句话说得很有意思，他说黑色很谦逊，因为他不抢镜头，但黑色也很傲慢，因为他什么都不解释，他不需要解释。这两种特质同时存在在黑色里，和他的设计哲学是一致的。他的衣服从来不试图解释自己，他们就在那里。如果你看见了他想说的，你看见了；如果你没看见，他也不追着你说。他和另一个日本设计师川久保玲在差不多同一时期进入巴黎时尚界。 他们的作品被人统称为日本新浪潮。他们一起在那个时代定义了一种全新的时尚美学语言，那种语言后来影响了几十年的设计界，它今天还在影响。你在街上看到的那种黑色、大尺寸的外衣，不对称的剪裁，结构的结构，很多都有山本耀司的影子在里面。即使那个设计师可能从来没有明说过他受了谁的影响，他设计的不只是衣服，他设计的是一种关系，穿衣服的人和衣服之间的关系，穿衣服的人和观看者之间的关系，衣服和空间之间的关系。他说，时尚是关于人在这个世界上如何存在的一种表达。你穿什么，是你选择如何在这个世界上出现。他的职业生涯横跨了几十年，到今天他还在工作，他还在设计，还在说他想说的事情。他和艾迪达有一个长期的合作计划，叫做 Y3， 把运动服饰和高端设计师美学结合在一起，让他的设计语言进入更多人的日常生活。他的秀每一季都是事件，不只是衣服的展示，而是一种宣言，一种对那个季节他想说什么的表达。有一次，他的秀用了大量的白色，那在他的系列里是非常罕见的。有人问他为什么，他说白色是日本的丧服颜色，他想说一种关于消逝和留存的事。他的衣服里有很深的日本美学，侘寂，那种在不完整里找到美的感受。破损的东西有它自己的故事，旧的东西有它自己的美，不对称的东西有它自己的平衡。他说，西方时尚长久以来追求一种完美和对称。他说，那不是它的美，它的美是带着时间痕迹的东西，是那种看起来像是活过的东西。他还说过一件事让我觉得很深刻。他说他设计衣服，是因为他想表达他自己对生命的感受，不是为的是迎合市场，不是为的是流行趋势。他说，如果你开始为市场设计，你就输了，因为市场是无尽的无底洞，它吃掉你，你什么都剩不下。他说他只能做他自己看见的东西，那是他唯一知道怎么做的事。这种立场在商业上有它的代价，他的事业也有过很艰难的时期。2009年，他的公司申请了破产保护，那是一段很困难的时间，但他没有因此改变他设计的方式，他继续做他的东西，继续表达他想表达的。他后来在接受访问时说，那段时间让他更清楚地知道自己做这件事的理由，不是钱，不是名声，是那个创作的过程本身，是那个布料在他手里变成别的东西的时刻，就像他小时候看着母亲的手，那个改变是真实的，那个劳动是有尊严的，那个东西值得一直做下去。山本耀司的故事告诉我的，是一件很简单但很难做到的事，就是只做你真正相信的东西，即使有人说那是蟑螂的时尚，即使有人说那是乞丐穿的，你还是继续，因为你看见的东西是真实的，那个真实比别人的评论更重要。黑色既是谦逊也是傲慢，它的设计既是沉默也是宣言。山本耀司，那个用不对称和黑色重新定义了美的日本人。我们下次见咯。Hello everyone, I'm Jenny. Welcome to Thinker J. Today I want to talk about someone who made the entire fashion world go silent in 1981. That year he brought his work to Paris for a collection show. The clothes were black, torn, asymmetrical, oversized, wrapping around the body while concealing its contours. Nothing like what Paris fashion looked like in that era. Some said it was cockroach fashion. Some said it was what beggars wore. Some said it was anti-fashion. And then there was silence. And then there was change. His name is Yohji Yamamoto, a Japanese designer. He used his black, his asymmetry, his philosophy, to rewrite fashion's definition of beauty. Today we are going to talk about this person, his background, his design language, and why he said black is both humble and arrogant. Yohji Yamamoto was born on October 3, 1943 in Yokohama, Japan. The Second World War had not yet ended. His father died in the war. He was a child raised alone by his mother. His mother was a seamstress. She ran a small tailoring shop in Yokohama. In the years of Japan's post-war reconstruction, she cared for her son alone. She kept the household going alone. From childhood, Yohji watched his mother work. Watching fabric. Watching scissors. Watching needle and thread. Watching a piece of cloth become something else in his mother's hands. He said these were his earliest memories of clothing. Not clothing as decoration, but clothing as a woman's labor. As the pillar of a family. He later enrolled in the law department at Keio University. Not design. Law. Because his mother wanted him to have a stable future. In those days, being a seamstress was not something many people saw as a path to success. But after studying law for some time, he knew it was not his path. He returned to clothing. He enrolled at Bunka Fashion College, one of Japan's most important fashion design schools. He not only completed the program, he won the school's highest honor. Then he went to Paris. The kind of impulse young people have to go experience the world. In Paris, he observed. He thought. He watched what designers were doing there. He watched how women dressed. He watched what beauty looked like. After returning to Japan, he founded his brand Wise in 1972. Then in 1981 he went to Paris and presented the collection that changed everything for him. That show split fashion critics into two camps. One said it was garbage. The other said it was a revolution. Yohji Yamamoto later said he did not care either way at the time. He said what he was doing was not about being accepted by the system, but about expressing what he genuinely saw. What did he genuinely see? He said he felt uncomfortable with the way the fashion world typically defined beauty. That kind of beauty treated a woman's body as a display platform, emphasizing curves, highlighting contours, making clothes into a celebration of the body's shape. He said that was not what he wanted to make. He wanted clothes to be a kind of shelter, a kind of space, in which the person wearing them had a world of their own. His clothes are large, loose. They envelop the body rather than following it. He said that was his way of respecting women. He said a woman should not be defined by her clothing. Her clothes should be an extension of herself, not an invitation for the gaze of others. This point of view was a very different voice in Paris Fashion Week in 1981. That era was about exposed skin, about close-fitting silhouettes, about making the body the subject. Yohji Yamamoto walked in and said, "My clothes represent another kind of beauty." He said black is his color. And he had a way of putting it that has stayed with people. He said black is humble, because it does not compete for attention. But black is also arrogant, because it explains nothing. It does not need to explain itself. Both qualities exist in black at the same time. And this is consistent with his design philosophy. His clothes never try to explain themselves. They are simply there. If you see what they are saying, you see it. If you do not, he is not going to chase you and tell you. He and fellow Japanese designer Rei Kawakubo entered the Paris fashion scene around the same time. Their work was collectively called the Japanese New Wave. Together in that era they defined a completely new aesthetic language for fashion. That language influenced the design world for decades. It is still influencing it today. The black you see on the street, the oversized coats, the asymmetrical cuts, the deconstructed structures. Much of it carries the shadow of Yohji Yamamoto. Even when the designer who made it has never explicitly named who influenced them. He designs more than clothes. He designs a relationship. The relationship between the wearer and the garment. The relationship between the wearer and the observer. The relationship between the garment and the space it inhabits. He said fashion is an expression of how a person chooses to exist in the world. What you wear is your choice of how to appear in this world. His career has spanned decades. Today he is still working, still designing, still saying what he wants to say. He has a long-term collaboration with Adidas called EDY3, combining athletic wear with high-end designer aesthetics, bringing his design language into more people's daily lives. Each season his shows are events, not just presentations of clothing, but statements, expressions of what he wants to say in that moment. Once his show used a great deal of white. which was very rare for him. Someone asked why. He said white is the color of mourning in Japan. He wanted to say something about disappearance and what remains. His clothes carry a deep current of Japanese aesthetics. Wabi-sabi. That sense of finding beauty in imperfection. A broken thing has its own story. An old thing has its own beauty. An asymmetrical thing has its own balance. He says Western fashion has long pursued a kind of perfection and symmetry. He says that is not his idea of beauty. His beauty is something that carries the marks of time. Something that looks like it has been lived in. He has also said something I find very striking. He said he designs clothes because he wants to express how he feels about life. Not to satisfy market demand. Not to follow trends. He said if you start designing for the market, you have already lost. Because the market is an endless bottomless hole. It swallows you. And nothing of you remains. He said he can only make what he himself sees. That is the only thing he knows how to do. This position has its cost in commercial terms. His business went through very difficult periods. In 2009 his company filed for bankruptcy protection. It was an extremely hard time. But he did not change the way he designed because of it. He kept doing his work. Kept expressing what he wanted to express. In later interviews he said, that period made it clearer to him why he was doing this. Not money. Not fame. But the process of creation itself. That moment when a piece of cloth becomes something else in his hands. Just like watching his mother's hands as a child. That transformation is real. That labor has dignity. That thing is worth continuing to do. What Yohji Yamamoto's story tells me is something simple but very hard to do. Only make what you truly believe in. Even if someone calls it cockroach fashion. Even if someone says it is what beggars wear. You keep going. Because what you see is real. And that reality matters more than other people's opinions. Black is both humble and arrogant. His designs are both silent and a declaration. Yohji Yamamoto. The Japanese man who used asymmetry and black to redefine beauty. See you next time.